read the A?
Just read it as to approve of consent agenda A through E.
Okay, so I did the recommendation of Cherokee Board of Education. That's what we did.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see that on there.
Okay.
She threw that in there.
A recommendation of Cherokee Board of Education for School Board Appreciation.
So January is School Board Appreciation Month, and you each have a certificate of appreciation there in front of you, which is just a small thing, but we do want to say thank you, and it's a pretty thankless job probably most of the time, but nonetheless, we do appreciate you and all the things that you do, decisions that you make for our students in school and community, and so we just wanted to take a few moments here at the beginning of this meeting and express that appreciation. So thank you all very much.
All right, number 2, approval of consent agenda A through E.
Thank you all. If you've had time to look over the minutes of the regular meeting for December and then the December 17th special board meeting, those minutes are all in the packet there.
I was absent on the second.
And we can either approve all of those or maybe it can. On B, looking at our encumbrances, pretty routine. Utilities and monthly costs as far as contracted services go. Those make up most of our expenses outside of payroll this month. In the building fund, we did have a little bit larger purchase with AEC Services for $5,430. That is for a backup motor for the HVAC geothermal system at the elementary. If one of those motors goes out, then it's a very lengthy time to get it replaced, and if it goes out, the whole system goes down. So we do have a backup here at this building that we purchased a couple years ago, and talking with Billy, we felt like it was a good idea that we go ahead and purchase another one for the elementary. So that's what that is. $325 to Prevent-A-Pest LLC. We've had Luke come in and just do a little extra spraying here and there around the campus for various things. So a little bit more there, but nothing crazy. And then in our child nutrition account, Keystone Food Services, and Oklahoma DHS, we're going to expenses there. So, like I said, outside of payroll last month, just pretty routine, other than the AEC purchases. Nothing really significant. And I kind of expect it to stay that way. Hopefully, knock on wood, for the rest of the year. Kind of nothing unexpected. No extra big purchases or anything like that. Just try to keep business as usual. Any questions on those before I move on to Treasurer's Report? Treasurer's Report, all of our funds, if I can get back to that. All of our funds are balances, are staying pretty steady. We will, like I said, be kind of keeping an eye on things. Gross production has gone down quite a bit the last couple months. We haven't brought in quite as much there as we'd like to see, so nothing causing any kind of emergency or panic there, just something we need to keep a close eye on as we get through the rest of this year or the next few months. We did receive a couple checks from the county, one in December for taxes, and then a pretty sizable one. We got it in the mail today, and so then we will get the rest kind April. But even with the tax protests and those things, those collections are coming in pretty good. So, it's good. People are paying their taxes, so. Activity fund, anything there? Need to note? Okay.
Whatever came of you had a little bit of a meeting here a while back, because they had overpaid some monies that are we gonna be shorted in the future because of that?
No, no, that all got taken care of at the county office, and they worked that out with the auditor and people that they had brought in there, and amongst their county offices, and they got that all squared away. So we shouldn't, not gonna have to have anything withheld or be expected to pay anything back.
Oh, good.
Is what I was told, so all good news on that. Yeah. We did have one resignation. Kristen Harrison was one of our 5th grade teachers, and she resigned and submitted a letter. It's attached towards the back of your packet there before Christmas break. She will not be back, and we've made plans in 5th grade on how to proceed with the rest of the year.
I'll make a motion, we approve the consent agenda.
I'll second. Goodwin,
Yes.
Poe,
Yes.
Gibson, yes. Collins.
Yes. Number 3, principals reports.
I also want to say thank you for the time you serve for our school and students. It is greatly appreciated. We have had a fast and furious holiday season. I really couldn't remember what had happened, if I'm being honest. I looked back at my calendar, but our Christmas program was December 19th, and I just wanted to thank Mrs. Ware for another wonderful Christmas program. It's always a fun night to get us ready for the holiday break. Thank you to the parents who donated items for their class parties before break. We also have had our elementary fundraiser since the last time we met, and we raised around $7,500 through donations, so we are really appreciative to everybody that donated. It was pretty seamless and greatly appreciated. Today, to kick off the new year, we had another great professional development from the grant that we received from the K-20 Center. So they're just really providing our school with a lot of authentic ways to use technology in the classroom, and the professional development has been really beneficial for our teachers. And it's not just about the items we receive for the grant, it's about how to actually use technology the right way in the classroom. So we're looking forward to keep going with that, and that's about it for us.
Yeah, before Christmas it was busy, and it's going to be, I think I looked on our calendar today during our faculty meeting. There wasn't anything on this Wednesday and on the Sundays. Other than that, there's pretty much something on every day of the calendar going on. So before Christmas break, there was a lot of stuff going on. The state wheat show, overall champion was Davin Moody. State cattle handling, I think they were right there right before when we get to the last board meeting. Kate Smith, Joel Parker, and Wyatt Parker were all overall state runner-up team. First place on the written knowledge test and second in cattle processing, so that's pretty big. There was, I can't remember how many teams, she told me, a lot of teams that competed, so they were second overall. 10 FFA members attended the Lead 360 conference, a leadership conference held in Sparks, Oklahoma. Right before Christmas break, actually it might have been the last day before Christmas break, I had a letter in the mail from the OSSA, and the Chiefs football team received the OSSA Academic Achievement Award. This award is presented to teams with a team GPA of at least 3.25. So that's always a good award to get academic awards. Students report tomorrow for the beginning of our second semester. It's already here, and it'll be over before we know it, I'm sure, but tomorrow starts the beginning of the second half. Our Cherokee Invitational Basketball Tournament, sponsored by AC, starts on Thursday, so if you have nothing else to do, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, come out and watch basketball. There'll be a lot of good basketball played this week. And then Friday, there's no school, so January 10th, we don't have school. So I put on here, make sure you have the Cherokee app to get the latest news and updates, so if I'm forgetting something, you can get on there. And Ms. Tucker does an excellent job of keeping everything updated. And sending updates out and notifications. Also on here, I almost forgot and left it off, because we knew at the last board meeting, but we couldn't post it at the last board meeting. So we had a lot of awards for our football team. For the first team offense, Clayton Roach was the first team offense running back, Burt was offensive lineman, and Joe Parker was a first team tight end. And then first team defense, Tate Allison as linebacker, and Hunter Wimpy as defensive back. Second team was Dawson Schombacher for quarterback, Declan Lucas for offensive lineman, and Tony Macias as wide receiver. And second team defense, Antonio Banderas, defensive lineman, and Gavin Guffey, defensive back. And the two, in my opinion, really big ones, 8-man All-Star, Alberto Alvarez and Tate Allison were selected as 8-man All-Star. And then a Class B Division II All-Star by class was Bert Alvarez was selected for that. So some pretty good awards for him.
Thank you. Okay, number 4, discussion and vote to approve or not to approve the district student transfer capacity numbers.
And those should be in the packet. We do this quarterly, and so it's time again after Christmas break. We discussed, principals and myself, at this time with our class sizes, and just kind of already being pretty full, to set these just a little bit lower, maybe than what we've done in the past. And just remember that all we're really doing here would be just saying at this time we wouldn't be taking any transfer students. So students that would want to move in from outside the district that do not live in the district. If they live in the district or move into district, then we take it regardless of these capacity numbers. So setting these numbers where they're at each grade level with what you have there in front of you, that number is a little bit less than where we actually are with each of those classes. Anywhere from it may be just right at it, could be 2 kids, maybe 5 or 6 kids in some classes. And again, that's just kind of to protect us in a way to make sure that we're not getting too many kids and not have enough staff and teachers, especially over here at this building, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Currently, there are 36 in 6th grade. We have 33 7th graders, 31 8th graders, and there are 38 freshmen right now. So those are our largest classes, and with those coming through kind of all together, we need to make sure that we're not overcrowding our classrooms. Like I said, this doesn't really affect anybody. We wouldn't be denying anybody's transfer right now. Halfway through the year, once you're approved at the beginning of the year, you're approved for the whole school year. And then at the end of the year, we have to go through an evaluation process and make sure grades are good, behavior and all those things are good, and see if we want to continue with transfers. But again, we could always come back. We have to come back in April and look at these numbers again. But for right now, we felt like this would kind of protect our class sizes a little bit if we lower those capacity numbers.
Any questions?
I'll make a motion to approve the district student transfer capacity numbers.
I'll second.
Gilman?
Yes.
Poe?
Yes.
Gibson? Yes. Collins?
Yes.
Number 5, discussion and vote to approve or not to approve the 25-26 school year calendar.
Wayne and I kind of joked, because if you look at this, you really have to kind of do an extra check. It's identical to our calendar this year. The dates almost match up exactly, and so I had to make sure I was actually in the right year. Doesn't always happen, but it did. So things I think draw your attention to the most would be our first day of school would be August the 7th. And then the last day of school would be set for the 14th, with the 15th being a professional development day. And of course, high school graduation would be on that day as well. all of our breaks, fall break, this year was the first year that we took Wednesday, Thursday, and the following Monday off. I think that worked out well. Didn't really hear too many complaints, but it also aligns with Career Tech and what they do. So with as many kids as we're sending over there now, it really does work out well with the schedule to match those up. Of course, Thanksgiving break, a week long at the end of November. Christmas break will look just identical to what we did this year, where we get out early on the Friday before, which would be the 19th. And then we would come back, we would have Professional Development Day on Monday, January 5th. Students would come back on the 6th, and then we would be out again on the 9th. Sorry, that's when our tournament is again. And then looking further ahead into the spring, something we've done for several years, and that's take those Fridays off in the spring, and with all the different activities that we have going on, those 4-day weeks sure do seem to help out with that, and we can still get all of our testing and things like that accomplished too. So it gives us 164 actual instructional days when you can count, add in the professional development, parent-teacher conferences. That puts us at 171, so it meets our 165 requirement. Here in a little bit, we'll be discussing to use the 1080 method, which allows us to use the hours, and that helps out quite a bit too. So there at the bottom, I just went ahead and noted there's a little bit of difference. The middle school and high school and the elementary don't have the same amount of time for lunch. So even though we start and end, there's a little bit of time difference when you look at the whole year, when there's like, 10 minutes, I think, maybe different, or lunchtime, because we can't count those. Anyway, so it gives us approximately 6 days still built in as snow days. If we were to have to take bad weather days, we would have to make those up. Of course, we did. We have the Fridays in the spring that we can use, and there's ways to do that. So, any questions about calendar?
Nope.
I'll make a motion to approve the 2025-2026 school year calendar.
I can second that.
Sturman?
Yes.
Poe?
Yes.
Gibson?
Yes.
Collins?
Yes.
Okay, number 6, discussion and vote to approve or not to approve the 1080 method for the 2025-2026 school year calendar.
So 1,080 hours, using that method just gives us a little bit more flexibility in what we can do with it, instead of just counting a full day. And it's something that we have to officially approve and decide we're going to do that when we turn in our calendar and information to the State Department. So I would suggest we continue with that 1080 method for the 25-26 school year.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Goodwin?
Yes.
Poe?
Yes.
Gibson? Yes. Collins?
Yes.
All right, number 7, discussion and vote to approve or not approve adopting the OSSBA Superintendent Evaluation Program.
So this will be the next step. We discussed it early in December, and then we had a special meeting with the training on the 17th. And so this is just up for discussion and vote to approve if we want to move forward. Since we've already completed the training, then we could then start discussing what we wanted to do with that, and what items we would want to discuss and how often. We don't have to decide all that tonight. This will just be a decision to officially use that program.
I thought the training was good. I thought it had some parameters and some, I guess, would help us go through that, versus and look into it a little deeper in certain areas versus just an overall look at it and do it more often. I'll make a motion that we adopt the OSSBA Superintendent Evaluation Program.
I'll second. Goodwin?
Yes.
Poe?
Yes.
Gibson? Yes. Collins?
Yes.
All right, number 8, superintendent's report.
Not a whole lot specifically. Alan asked about the meeting earlier that we had at the county, and so able to get that taken care of. Had a good break. No major issues when you're gone that long. Sometimes you just have to cross your fingers, building that stays together. So that was all good. We had a little bit of weather, and roads are a little bit slick in town still, but I think as long as everybody just take their time, everything will continue as normal. Tomorrow, start on time. There's a little bit more weather possible later this week, so we'll keep an eye on that. And anytime those decisions are made, just so everybody knows, I mean, I discussed with Wayne and Keela, and Billy, our maintenance crew, what we've got going on around our buildings here. But, if we can make decisions ahead of time, we will use the weather forecast as much as we can. We all know they're right all the time, so, I like to make those decisions ahead of time to try to give people as much notice as possible. I know as a parent, waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning and wondering if school is going to happen or not is very stressful. So if we can make those decisions the day before, and it makes sense to do that, depending on the timing of the weather, we like to do that. Sometimes we get it right, sometimes we get it wrong. And there's always going to be that, well, we should have had school today. But safety will always be top priority. Our buses out on the roads, and just people out on the highways. So again, timing of the weather and when that comes in plays a big factor into all of those decisions, but they're never easy to make. Again, safety will always be number one, and we usually get up. If the weather's going to come in overnight in the morning, then I'm usually out on the road by 4 or 5, driving the roads and talking to other area superintendents and kind of seeing what they're doing, what the roads look like there, and in good communication with everybody. So, as Mr. Pruitt said earlier, if you don't have the app, make sure and have that. We also have an all-call system. We'll send out text message or an automated message along with the app to notify everybody as soon as possible. So, that's always just kind of a good thing to mention this time of year, and we've had some weather, so I thought that would be appropriate. Other than that, we're just, getting back after the break, getting ready to get started. Again, gross production has been down, so, there won't be, right now, really any extra expenditures, and we're going to have to watch that closely, and we're making plans for next year, staffing decisions and just budget decisions already. And so we'll watch all those things, pretty closely and discuss those as we need to moving forward. Other than that, I don't have anything else really specific to report. They cover a lot in our principals reports.
Okay, thank you. Number 9, new business.
No new business.
10, adjournment.
Make a motion, we adjourn.